So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. There has been several heated debates in recent times where women are being warned and discouraged from dating down or marrying down. Dating or marrying downwards is a term used to refer to a situation where a woman dates or marries a man less financially empowered, less socially connected, less exposed, or less educationally advanced than they are. Either women with more success or more prospects at succeeding than the man. This dating downwards or marrying down is quite a touchy subject. It is a sensitive one, and it usually arouses spots of emotions, especially with the men. Some of the men argue that what exactly do you mean downwards? Men have been dating and marrying downwards from time immemorial, and they did not make a social media agenda out of it. So what is the stress? But propagators of this relationship rule argue that it is not the same. They contend that no woman can despise her husband for being more financially buoyant than her. No woman can be jealous of her husband's success or wealth. No woman ever feels inferior by reason of her own husband's affluence. When a woman is the one that has the financial upper hand, it invokes a feeling of inferiority, a feeling of being suppressed, a feeling of anger and inadequacy, a feeling of always feeling disrespected, and eventually a feeling of hate and disdain. These set of people argue that when women assume the roles of being providers, gratitude is not the feeling that the man has, it is a loath. And the woman will be left with the responsibility of filling up those shoes and the Herculean burden of massaging constantly the ego of the man so he doesn't feel any way. What a task. So what are your thoughts on this argument? Let us start to get your reactions down in the comment section. Today's story is the story of Rebecca Cheptegei, an Olympic superstar who was murdered in cold blood by her man, Dixon, simply because she refused to hand over ownership of her properties to him. Rebecca was born in Uganda on the 22nd of February 1991. She had always been athletic and had always enjoyed participating in sporting activities right from when she was a little girl. Her interest lied in running. When she was only 19, she participated in the IAAF World Cross Country Championship, which held in Poland. She finished 15th. That same year, she participated at the 1,500 meter race in Munich, Germany, and then proceeded to win the Kampala 10,000 meter race in Uganda. This began the very rich and robust career of Rebecca. Her achievements spanned far across the shores of Africa, all the way to Europe and beyond. Rebecca was relentless. She came second at the half marathon race in Madrid and finished third in the road running championships in Spain. She continued setting world records for herself and her country in whatever competition that she participated in. Her hard work and her dedication brought her fame and, of course, prosperity. So she began stocking up assets for herself, one of which was a home that she bought in Kenya, where she moved in along with her two children, aged 9 and 11, to enable her stay closer to athletic training centers there in Kenya. Her track record of achievements qualified her to represent her country, Uganda, in the women's marathon at the recently concluded 2024 Olympics, which held in Paris. She gave it her 100, did her absolute best, and did quite well. So after a very hectic period of trainings and activities, Rebecca went back to her home in Kenya. Rebecca had a man. The media projects him as an ex-boyfriend. Her father describes him as just a friend, but the police authorities claim that he is her boyfriend. His name is Dixon and WEMA. Some sources have whispered that Rebecca was completely financially responsible for Dixon. Well, he did not have so much going on with his life. Besides, Rebecca was a naturally benevolent person. She was very generous. Her fellow Ugandan athlete, James Kiwa, had told BBC of her unending generosity and how she would assist other athletes, buy training shoes for upcoming athletes. She was a woman with a very big heart. So it is reported that anytime Rebecca does not surrender her finances to Dixon, it mostly resulted in violent outbursts from him. On the 1st of September, Rebecca and Dixon got into an argument which centered around Dixon trying to lay claims to the ownership of some property that Rebecca had purchased. The argument got so heated and intense that when Dixon walked away, Rebecca must have thought that he had thrown in the towel. But far from that, little did she know that he nursed an evil and very sinister agenda. Next thing Rebecca knew, right there in the presence of her 2 little children, Dixon emerged with a 5-liter gallon of gasoline. He quickly emptied its contents all over her, and with a swift click of a match, he set her ablaze. Her children screamed and watched in absolute horror as the fire roared all over their mother. She burned beyond recognition. Rebecca was rushed to the Kitale Country Referral Hospital, but they could not handle her very severe case. They had to refer her to Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. It was there that it was revealed that she had sustained very, very severe 3rd-degree burns to over 80% of her body. After days battling for her life, on the 5th of September, Rebecca succumbed to her injuries. She died from multiple organ failure as a result of the burns. She died at the age of 33, leaving behind 2 tender children and grief-stricken parents. The mayor of Paris has announced that the city will honor her by naming a sports venue after her. Her attacker, Dixon, also sustained some burns, about 30% of his body. He sustained some burns in the process of killing Rebecca. He is currently at the hospital receiving treatment and making a recovery, after which he will be brought forward to answer and atone for his crimes. What a tragedy. I began this story talking about this concept or this argument of dating or marrying downwards and the resentment, anger and violence that it brings in plenty of cases. Not from the woman, but from the man, who usually feels suppressed, small, extinguished, disrespected, displaced, and irrelevant. I began referencing that situation not because I do not know that death from domestic violence can also happen when a woman marries upwards from a wealthier husband. Yes, that happens too. But I wanted to reference that scenario because looking at this man, it just might be the case of resentment and hate to a woman who appears more superior, whom it appears as though he is living or cast in her shadows. And also because of the prevalence of this kind of domestic violence murders, I think it's a good time for us to have this conversation. What are your thoughts about relationships and marriages where the women seem like the more financially projected or dominant partner in the relationship, where the women are the providers, where the women are the ones in the spotlight, and the man has very little or nothing going on for him. Now there's a distinction. It's different if the woman is more financially buoyant, but the man is also capable, but not as buoyant as his wife. That may be a lighter situation. I'm talking about a situation where the woman is wearing the financial pants and the man has very little or absolutely nothing going on for him. What do you think about that kind of relationship or marriage? Do you believe that it is a risk? It is not advisable for the woman. That man that you feel you are doing a favor, stepping in for, filling his shoes, providing, taking up his responsibilities, that man will not feel love or gratitude for you. That man will feel hate and resentment for you. He will rather feel like a man, like King Kong, for that young small girl that he can provide 1,000 naira for, and she will jump up in excitement. That is what validates him. So that man you are doing that for, that man you are in a relationship like that with, will end up loathing you. Or are you of the school of thoughts that no, it doesn't work like that all the time? It depends on the man. If he is a lazy, entitled man with an inferiority complex and a God factor, then that is when there is trouble. Or do you believe that no, it does not matter? It depends on how the woman handles such a relationship, not the man. What are your thoughts about these kinds of relationships and marriages? This story is really, really heartbreaking. The life of a bright and shining star, a mother of 2 little children, a 33-year-old lady that has her whole life ahead of her, just cut short and snatched by this man. May the soul of Rebecca and the souls of every woman and every person who have been victims from fatalities resulting from domestic violence, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen. Do drop your thoughts, your comments, your contributions, and your experiences down in the comment section. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section. Very, very important. Please do, because we read and we learn. And stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.